Students, I am Dr. Dharmendra Ahuja, Director Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University. Today, I will be taking a topic related to pharmacology, and topic is Parkinsonism. Session second. Actually, we have already studied about Parkinsonism, few facts in last class. Now, remaining part of Parkinsonism we will take in this class. Although we will summarize the last class here. In last class, we have studied what is Parkinsonism, their symptom, their mechanism of action, their classification of drugs used, and we have studied few important initial drug in that. The remaining drugs we will study in this class, and then we will summarize also the topic. So, in last class we studied Parkinsonism. Parkinsonism is a condition in which patient feels rigidity, tremor, and akinesia. Rigidity means inability to move. Tremor means trembling. Akinesia means uh, inability to move limbs. And uh, the cause of this disease is dopamine deficiency. Then we have studied the major categories. We will just summarize the categories major, and then we will go to the categories which we will study in today's class. The major categories are dopamine precursors, decarboxylase inhibitors, dopaminergic agonist, MAO-B inhibitors, COMT inhibitors, dopamine facilitators, cholinergic acting drugs. So this is just a summarization of the categories, or the categories or the classification of drugs which are used. In this class, we will study all. We have already studied initial four categories in last class. In this class, we will study the last three categories: COMT inhibitors, dopaminergic facilitators, and drugs acting on cholinergic system. Okay. So first is COMT inhibitors. What are COMT inhibitors? Carboxymethyl transferase inhibitors. What is their mechanism? These COMT inhibitor basically prevents the metabolism or prevents the breakdown of dopamine inside of our body. So when breakdown of dopamine gets prevented, so automatically dopamine level rises in our body and Parkinsonism gets treated. Okay. So, what was the mechanism? COMT inhibitors prevents the breakdown of dopamine, and then dopamine level increases, and Parkinsonism gets treated. Major two drugs are entacapone and tolecapone. These are the two major drugs which are included in COMT inhibitors. Okay. Next category is dopamine facilitators. Dopamine facilitators are the drugs which helps in release and transmission of dopamine through neuronal system. So the drug name is in this category is amantadine. Amantadine. It acts as dopamine facilitator. So this helps in proper transmission of dopamine through our neuronal plexus, and it ultimately results in relieving of Parkinsonism symptoms. So the major action of this category was proper conveying of dopamine or proper release and proper transformation or transmission of dopamine through our neuronal plexus, neuronal structures. Okay, so it helps in proper releasing and then proper transport of dopamine. What was the drug name? Amantadine. Now, the last and the most important category is drug acting on cholinergic system. You will say why the cholinergic drugs will treat this Parkinsonism. Cholinergic drug have relation with ANS. But interestingly, cholinergic drugs also affect our dopamine level. Actually, there is one balance in our body between dopamine and acetylcholine. Whenever dopamine level increases in our body, acetylcholine level decreases. And whenever dopamine level decreases, acetylcholine level increases. There is a balance in our body between these two compounds. Now, in this condition, what we want to do, we want to treat a patient who is having Parkinsonism. So, the Parkinsonism patient means he is having lower dopamine level. So, we want to increase the dopamine level. For that, what we have to do, we have to decrease the acetylcholine level. Now, how we can reduce the acetylcholine level? There are certain drugs which reduce the acetylcholine level inside our body, and these are procyclidine and piperidine. So, procyclidine and piperidine are the drugs which act on cholinergic system, and by which they decrease the acetylcholine level in our body, which in turn increases the dopamine level in our body, which ultimately treats the Parkinsonism. So it affects indirectly in our body to treat Parkinsonism. So although as it is decreasing the acetylcholine level, so all other adverse effect associated with anticholinergic drugs will be there with this. But this is the use also. So students, in this class we have studied the last three categories of anti-Parkinsonism drugs: COMT inhibitors, dopamine facilitators, and cholinergic acting drugs. So COMT inhibitors, what were they doing? They were preventing the breakdown of dopamine in our body. Dopamine facilitator, what were they doing? They were helping in proper release and transmission of dopamine. And this cholinergic acting drugs, what were they doing? They were reducing the acetylcholine level in body and increasing the dopamine level in indirectly. So these were the three last categories of drugs which we have seen. We have already understood what is Parkinsonism. As far as the uses of these three categories of drugs is concerned, these are used in treatment of Parkinsonism, as the topic is treatment of Parkinsonism drug. What are the adverse effect of these categories? In last class also I summarized. The adverse effect of these drugs will be, they will increase the dopamine level in our body. So what will be the adverse effect? Schizophrenia, hyperexcitement. If we will give these drugs to a normal patient, he will show hyperexcitement. And if we will give these drugs in a higher dose to a patient, even of Parkinsonism, it may cause hyperexcitement or schizophrenia in the patient. So these drugs should be used with a proper care and proper consideration of risk benefit ratio. Risk benefit ratio means we have to understand if it is really needed to give these neurological drugs to a patient, then only it should be given, because it as these are affecting the major neurotransmitter of our body, dopamine, acetylcholine. Other than this our CNS, they are acting on all other body parts. So they are causing number of effects in our body. So it should be used with a very cautious manner, with the direction of neurologist. So otherwise it may cause severe adverse effect like schizophrenia to a patient. So now this anti-Parkinsonism drugs topic gets completed. So student, don't forget to see my previous session also, because initial four category of drugs, what were those? Dopamine precursor, peripheral decarboxylase inhibitor, dopaminergic antagonist, and MAO-B inhibitor we have studied in previous class. And in this class we have studied COMT inhibitors, dopamine facilitators, and drugs acting on cholinergic system. So these are seven categories. 4 were taught in last class, and 3 are explained in this class. So it comprisingly covers your complete uh, treatment of Parkinsonism. And Parkinsonism is a important topic as far as your competitive exams are concerned, or your theoretical classes exams are concerned. The major competitive questions are coming from these, in previous classes also, or previous GPAT, you can say GPAT examination also, these categories have been asked a number of times. Drugs names, then uh, the symptoms of this dopamine, this Parkinsonism, all have been asked in previous examination also. So this is a important topic for theoretical purpose, for your competitive examination purpose. So this is summarized in certain books as neurodegenerative disorders. So this is the major neurodegenerative disorder, Parkinsonism, and this is basically a part of neuropharmacology. So this was all about drugs used in treatment of Parkinsonism, and competitive question I have told you in GPAT, different drugs, like it has been asked, levodopa is what? Then it is a dopamine precursor. Then it has been asked what is entacapone comes in which category? It comes under COMT inhibitor. And in detail, number of questions have been asked. So thank you, students. Thank you for listening. Thank you.